The current coronavirus crisis has exposed the fragility of our labour markets. In recent years, new types of work have emerged, but these workers are particularly vulnerable in situations of crisis. Those in the gig economy or on 0 hours contracts may have found themselves suddenly without work and without sick pay. Ironically, this is one of the first times that we are starting to recognise the important contribution that these workers make to our society. Take the delivery drivers who are helping to ensure that many of us have access to food during the lockdown. In the UK, the response to the crisis has been to introduce unprecedented wage subsidy measures. Companies can furlough their staff, with the state covering up to 80% of their salaries. Small and medium businesses can access loans to get them through the period. And after some delay, the self-employed can now also access grants, though many self-employed people feel that they have been treated as a mere afterthought. But there have been calls to go further. A left-leaning pressure group, Compass, has proposed the introduction of a recovery basic income, a fixed amount of money that would be paid to every member of the population above a certain age. This would help to provide greater economic security and financial security for every household. Some have also called for it to be followed up with a permanent basic income to help tackle the long-term effects of the economic effects of this crisis. In fact, our economic model is fundamentally flawed. The coronavirus, therefore, represents an opportunity to implement drastic changes. There is nothing new about people struggling to make ends meet. A 2019 study showed that 1/3 of German workers and 1/4 of Italian and French workers are left with no money at the end of the month for discretionary spending. In recent years, the EU has received criticism for its shift from social protection and solidarity towards a focus on economic growth and globalisation. Globalisation is meant to benefit everyone. But over recent years, the average income of the richest 1% has increased twice as fast as that of the bottom 50%. In fact, poverty levels have remained as they were in the mid-2000s. Europe has a growing precariat class, which lacks the stability to be able to cope with the shocks of the coronavirus crisis. This is why the idea of a universal basic income has been growing in popularity. It's not a new idea. It was mentioned in Thomas More's Utopia back in 1516, but it has gained traction in recent years to help tackle the threat to jobs of automation. And there is solid evidence that it works, or that it has a positive impact. A 2-year study in Finland paid 2,000 participants €560 a month. The study showed that in the long term, this had a positive impact on their mental and financial well-being. People felt more satisfied with their lives. They experienced lower mental strain, less depression, sadness and loneliness. And it even had a mildly positive impact on work. Some people were more willing to take on lower paid jobs that previously they would not have taken on because they wouldn't have been able to afford to take the work while not receiving benefits. Freelancers also stated that the income gave them opportunities to start new businesses and help generate growth. And those who were providing care work to family members or relatives felt that it legitimised this work. Now, of course, the model has some detractors. There are populist arguments about who should be entitled to what. And then there are the fears about the high cost of the measure. But given that the universal basic income can help improve people's health and well-being, and of course reduce the associated costs on the health service, and can help reduce the level of paid care that people need to request, it could all be worth it. It's clear that something needs to be done to tackle this problem. We are facing an increasingly unstable world, and the coronavirus has revealed the risks of human incursions into our natural environment. We are facing an unprecedented situation, and therefore it requires a drastic solution. Thank you.